Okay, so we're making the round flower. Just gonna show you guys how you can mix and match, oh my goodness, mix and match different style leaves. So this is just thin paper from the craft store, but it's more expensive than buying bulk cardstock. But if you want the look, you could just mix it in without having to do the entire flower. You can just do a few. This too. Okay, that's the other one. So I have 6 of these, just like that. And I'm just gonna start gluing. So when you're doing your second layer of 6, you can just go right in between all your others. Don't worry about bubbles like this. It doesn't matter. You're never gonna see it. It doesn't really happen on the cardstock, but this paper is so light. Okay. And there we go. So you can see it's not perfect. It's tighter there, looser here. You can rip these off and redo it. They come right off. It's not a big deal, as you can see. But I'm not that worried about it because I just don't get fussy. Wait a minute. Oh, that's what happened. I forgot a leaf. Oh, I really see how easy it is. See? It's not that crazy. It's not super. It's paper, so it's thin, but it certainly isn't paper thin, as they call it, because you can still do this. Now, if you get to the end and you're like, man, I wish it looked fuller or whatever, just add some. Add another leaf if you get to the end and there's a gap, or you can fix it like I did. Okay, there we are with our 6. Now I'm trying to decide if I want to go with like another layer of this, or if I want to go straight to this. I think I need to do another layer. So I have these guys. These are all some that I pre-cut, so it'd be nice just to use them. If when you get it done, you can always continue to roll like that if you need to. Okay, I'm gonna go with this guy. This is a gardenia flower. Again, this is rose, these 2 layers. So for our third one, I typically do 5 petals. So I'm just gonna go in a little bit more. We're not worried about any gaps because we still got a lot of layers to go. I might do 6. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with 5. That'll be good. Okay. There we are. There's our 5 petals. I think I want to do this next. Or do I want to do another layer of this? What do you guys think? I think I like that. An extra layer. I don't want it to look too patterny. So this is a peony. So we're mixing rose, gardenia, and peony petals. And for the 4th layer, and the 5th layer, I think my directions say that it's only 4 petals. So what that means to you is I just do a little box as best I can. This petal looks bigger. Let's see. It's a really good one. It's the same big. I think I'm just gonna cut this one down a little bit so I don't have to redo another one. So forgiving. Okay. Lost my little piece in there. I'm gonna make it a little bit more heavy. Okay, I'm gonna roll it. Now when you're placing these in here, you guys can go any direction. So you can go in or you can go out if I had that flipped. Okay. Boom. There's 4 of that. Cool. Let's move on. Let's see how these look. These are a cool little like shimmery color. It's kind of like a champagne, but it's also a little pinky. Yeah, I think we're gonna keep going inwards. Okay, I'm just rolling them all at once, all 4. Because 1, I'm lazy, and 2, I like a smaller wave look. Okay, the further you go inside your flower, the more you want to overlap this. More overlap, higher petal. You can see that movement. So, whereas the first layer, I barely go like that. But then by this layer, I'm pretty far over. Okay, so this is another set of 4. So I'm gonna go ahead and just go in the opposite, make an opposite side as my last one. Now, this paper is kind of glossy, is not a technical term, but soft. So you might need a little bit more glue, or I might. Because the cardstock is firm. It really needs to be stuck in its way here. All right. This is starting to look pretty cool. Okay, so now we either go back here or do we go here? Maybe we do this in the very center. I say we go back to this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm on layer 5. Also 4 petals, which has me thinking this one must be 5. You have the directions. You'll know. It honestly is whatever you want it to be, so even take that with a grain of salt. I just like to give some guidelines for when you're just starting out, but once you do a few, you'll have it figured out and you can kind of mix and match, depending on how you like it. All right, I like it, I like it. Oh yeah, I'm into that. Okay, so on our last layer here. Oh, I forgot about these guys. Do I want to do that with that? Maybe. I also have this color, which might go a little bit better. This is like a pink, and that's like a coral. Yeah, this kind of goes better with this, huh? Okay. So I'm going to do an extra layer because I'm just crazy like that. So instead of 6 layers, I'm going to have 7. Or maybe not. Maybe what I'll do is I'll make the center out of that printed paper. I have this one, which might look cool. You really wouldn't be able to tell that it's a different pattern because the colors are similar. I don't know about that yellow though. I'm trying to see if I have an extra one of these. I'm not seeing it. So, okay, well, it's either this or it's this. We'll do this next layer and then we'll decide. Okay, I'm going to keep going in direction because I think that looks good when you get really far in to the flower in the center. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Okay. So probably do 4 of these since it's not going to be my last layer. Typically the final layer I do 3. But we're doing things a little different. Which is good because then you can kind of see how rogue you can go. I did these ones very standy-uppy is the technical term. Just kidding. Very upright. Very overlapped. I don't love that. That's better. Okay, so it's either I do these, which that's not going to fit now. Now I just need to do the center. I think this will look cool. So when we make the palm center, we're going to take a piece of paper, any piece. You can fold a 8 by 11 half, cut it, and then fold it in half again for this purpose. But we're just going to cut little slits. Be careful not to go all the way through because then you'll lose your whole thing. You can tell that mine is not even, not perfect, not the same length, not the same width. Don't worry about it, promise. I haven't done the palm center with this thinner decorative paper before, so I'm excited to see how this turns out. One of the most important parts about making flowers is having a good pair of scissors. Amazon sells some really good ones like these. I don't like the weird craft scissors. They hurt my hand for a while, but typically these will do easily like 2 sheets at a time, sometimes 3 if I'm in the thinner paper. Helps you move a little quicker. You can cut multiple sheets at once. Okay, so I'm going to start with the yellow side on the inside. We're just going to gently roll it into itself so that we have a tight roll. You can see that here and you can see that here. All right, we're going to keep going. I like to hold the tops so it doesn't move around super easy. And if it rips, it's okay. There's plenty of glue. When we get to the end, we're gonna glue it. Just wanna make sure that's pretty even and that's pretty even. So once we have it glued, I'm gonna keep my hand on the bottom. I'm just gonna kind of go like this a little bit, fluff it up however you want. You don't have to. I just kind of want to fill that space a little bit. And then we'll play with it, see how it looks. I think I like it. If you wanted to, you could always add a second layer. So if you wanted to do like this kind of paper, you could add another layer around it. So you just want to make sure it's flat. We're going to glue the crud out of this thing. Go in the very center as even as possible. Check it before you squish it that it's centered, and then we're just going to hold it down for a few seconds so it can make that solid connection. There we go. Perfect. You can hang it with thumbtacks. If you do thumbtacks, I usually go under a leaf. Make sure you hit that flat part. You can hang it with command strips, double-sided tape. There's a scrap from earlier. That's it. Ready to go.